This video was shot in front of a live studio audience. Isn't that right, Aretha? Yeah. Hey folks, Dolph Van Dale here, and I've got a lot of records. Got 2 sales worth of thrift records, and I believe, well, I know last week's all cost 25 cents. And the ones from the previous sale, I'm pretty sure it cost 25 cents too. If not, they cost 50 cents. But I'm pretty sure it was 25. First up, kind of a novelty record. Great moments in Kentucky basketball with Adolph Rupp. And I thought this was super cool. I'm, grew up a Wildcat fan. In fact, some of the members of the 77 national basketball team presented our Little League trophies because I guess we had a connection. Danville not being that far from Lexington. So, and as I look at this, now, Adolph Rupp was before my time. Joby Hall was the coach when I started watching. But I know some of the names off here, including Louis Dampier and Dan Essel. There's some cool stuff on here. Kind of on a independent little label there. So wow, you're gonna fall off the couch. Man, I got the rowdiest studio audience over here. Picked up some classical. Most of these were from last week's sale. And 25 cents a piece. I thought, be adventurous. Find some music that maybe you wouldn't listen to otherwise. And so this first one, I have no idea what it is. I recognize Chopin. This talks about can music. I have no idea. Classics for Joy. Offenbach's. Yeah, wow. Oh, it's a joyful ballistic, a joyful balletic romp featuring the famous can music. No idea. We'll give it a whirl. Ave Maria, Gregorian chant. I know that. So I grabbed it. This is imported from Europe. Looks like it hasn't been played. I've heard of Horowitz, and he plays Rachmaninoff. It says recorded at concerts in 1968 and 1967. And I looked at the record on this, and it looks really good too. Columbia. The Cuckoo and the Nightingale, 4 favorite Handel organ concertos. And I picked it up. I just thought the cover was looked interesting. It is the London Philharmonic Orchestra, and I'm familiar with Handel. This next is kind of a unique looking box set, and it's just 2 records, I think, but it's The Marriage of Figaro, and it comes in this box that's kind of unique with it has this big booklet, vinyl with the RCA Victor, red RCA Victor label. And man, they don't look like they've been played at all. Good looking records. The next is a soundtrack. It's A View to James Bond, A View to a Kill. And didn't even look at the songs on it. I just knew I wasn't going to leave a record with that cover behind. I love James Bond movies. Did say on the cover, A View to a Kill, performed by Duran Duran, so that's cool. I got another box set. This is All-Time All-Star Country Hits. And it looks to be about 3 records. So this has got 4 records in it. First is Country Classics. And just a bunch of great country artists. Eddie Arnold, Skeeter Davis, the Browns, Sons of the Pioneers, Porter Wagner, Cool Inner Sleeve, and RCA Victor, and it doesn't look like it's been played much at all. We also have the Honest to Goodness Country Music Hits. We have the Country Hits Parade. And finally, the Pick of the Country, Volume 2. And those all look like fun. And I love these little box sets because a lot of times they were well protected and rarely played. And so when you get them, they're in outstanding condition. Excited to see this comp. This is All-Star Country and Western Jamboree. 24 stars, 24 hits. Johnny Cash is on it. Along with some folks like Patsy Cline, Cowboy Copas, Flatt and Scruggs, George Jones, Red Sovine, Buck Owens, Minnie Pearl, Roger Miller. Just a lot of great artists. It is a gatefold. And the vinyl on it looked pretty good too. Kind of a unique, it does need to be cleaned. But check out that label. I love old looking stuff like that. Next we got Burl Ives, Songs of the West. It is on Decca. Got the Best of Tex Ritter, Starline, Capitol Records. Got another soundtrack. This is Bronco Billy with Merle Haggard, Ronnie Millsap. It's got a gatefold. It's one record, but it's got a gatefold. Electra. Next up, we got Pickin' Time with Lester Flatts and the Nashville Grass. Just classic artist. Check out that label. Civil. Next up, we got Hand in Hand with Jesus, Skeeter Davis. On the RCA Victor. This next cover is kind of beat up, but it is Roy Acuff, Greatest Hits, Volume 1. Even though it's a gatefold, it's only one of the panels has an opening, so the 2 records are shoved into one opening. But they look really good. on that Electra label. Then we got Conway Twitty. This is Lost in the Feeling. It is on Warner Brothers. This next record, I'm not sure if I'll keep it or not. I have a copy of it. I have a more of a deluxe copy of it. Ernie Ford, Sing a Hymn with Me. I've got a copy that actually is fashioned to look like the front of a hymnal, and you can actually fold it out like a hymnal. And it has the music for the album on it. So I don't know, being different pressings, I may want to keep them both. Not sure. But love some Tennessee Ernie Ford. If I don't keep it, it'll definitely go to somebody who will appreciate it. Next up is Bellamy Brothers, Songs of the Sun. Kind of interested because I'm not that familiar with the Bellamy Brothers, but it's got the song Spiders and Snakes, and if that's the song I think it is, I'm kind of glad I picked this up. Also on Warner Brothers, we have the Kindles, Greatest Hits. And this is a K-Tel album. Look at that label, that K-Tel label. All right, next we have Pete Seeger. This is recorded live at his historic Carnegie Hall concert. Fantastic folk artist. Pretty excited about this. And when I looked at it, it looked pretty good. It looked very promising. Columbia label. And it's got a few surface scratches, but I'm praying it doesn't affect the play any. Also got a later Pete Seeger album, it appears, Circles and Seasons. On Warner Brothers. This next one's kind of interesting. It says Dutch import. The card stock does feel a little bit thinner than regular card stock. Also kind of digging this nice price. Also on cassette sticker on the front. It is the best of Joan Baez. And let's see here. On A&M. And that vinyl looks really good. I almost just jerked the cellophane off of this, but then I don't know who did this drawing on the front. Did Holly Near actually do it? Because it is her album. It says Holly Near. Is that her autograph? Her drawing? It says Hang in There. And the album's in great shape. Never seen that label before. It says Redwood. Okay. Studio audience. If you don't sit back, I'm going to have to call security. I don't care if you paid for the VIP treatment. You can't sit in my lap while I'm doing showing records. Yeah. Then we got Holly Near with Jeff Langley. You can know all I am. Okay. That's also on Redwood Records. Someone wrote promo on it. Man, I love old records like this. I don't know. Maybe it's not that old. Maybe this is designed to look old, but I still like it. Benny Goodman, guest vocalist Lena Horne. Yeah. Sunbeam. Look at that label. Man, that's a good looking record too. Next up, we have Pearl Bailey. Pearl Bailey at her best. The singing star of Hello Dolly. Music Records. That's about as generic looking of a label as you can get, but I mean, Pearl Bailey, everybody knows her. Now we got Pearl Bailey and Louis Bellson, the legendary jazz drummer. On Roulette Records. So even though the, wow, that needs to be cleaned, but I don't see much in the way of surface scratches. Yeah. Herbie Mann, Superman. Love that Superman themed cover. And it's on Atlantic. Got the weather report. This is Mysterious Traveler. On Columbia. Love some Lou Rawls. I got Lou Rawls. When you've heard Lou, you've heard it all. And this is on Philadelphia International Records. So next up, the best of Sha Na Na. I used to watch these guys on TV every week. On Buddha Records. Okay, this next record may seem a little goofy, but man, there's some good artists on here. We're talking about Jane Fonda's workout record. And it's a double LP. It is a gatefold. So you can get your yoga poses down. Little note from Jane on the back. We're talking Jacksons, REO Speedwagon, Brothers Johnson, Billy Ocean, Jimmy Buffett, Boss Skaggs. That's not a bad little lineup. And there we go. There's a custom center ring. 2 record set. For 25 cents. Can't beat that. Love some Bonnie Raitt. And we got Sweet Forgiveness. All Warner Brothers. Bonnie Raitt, Home Plate. Same Warner Brothers label. Looks really good. Next up is Joe Vitale. This is Plantation Harbor. And you may be wondering who in the world is Joe Vitale. And really, I'm not that familiar with him at all. But when you look at the liner notes, on this record and see some of the players on here. Looking good on Asylum Records. There's your first clue. Asylum Records. Oh, listen to some of these guys. Joe Walsh of the Eagles. Timothy B. Schmidt, who played with the Eagles, and I believe Poco. Don Felder. Styx or the Eagles. I remember seeing him with Tommy Shaw once, but I think the Eagles, because I think he was just doing some guest guitar work with Styx. Yeah. So we've got all kinds of Eagles on this album. And so that's why I picked that up. Because I was reading about Joe Walsh, and it mentioned him, and then I ran across this album. This next album, man, the cover is Wishbone Ash. This is Wishbone 4, and that cover is beat the smithereens, but guess what? The vinyl is outstanding. It's MCA Records. Now, that vinyl needs a bath, but that's about it. And we got it insert. Got Dan Hartman, I Can Dream About You. Great song. Love some 80s rock. I was an early 80s teenager. And inner sleeve. Let's take a look at that vinyl. Oh, wow. That looks good. MCA Records. Nice. Nice looking vinyl. No surface scratches. Love that. And finally, gospel album Albertina Walker. This is The Best Is Yet to Come. And this is on Savoy. Yeah, excited about that. Anyway, that's this bunch of records, and hope you enjoyed that. And thank you for sticking it out this long with me, and we'll see you soon. Until we do, yes, you don't say. Okay. Alrighty. Well, we're going to see you soon, and until then, peace.